Races, victories, and Big Chief's mystique were all the spectators saw for a long time. The contents of his garage had been a mystery up until this point, though. Upon opening the doors, they found more than just a bunch of cars. It housed priceless artifacts, unique anecdotes, and shocking climaxes that surprised even die-hard fans. What lay hidden in the depths of Big Chief's private life? You will be left stunned by what they found, so be prepared. Guess who's in charge? One of the most recognizable individuals in the underground street racing world is Justin Shearer, better known by his street name, Big Chief. His charisma, racing prowess, and unwavering devotion to the street racing code propelled him to stardom on the hit reality TV show Street Outlaws, where he became famous across the country. Before all the cameras and spotlights were on Big Chief, he was just a little kid from Oklahoma City who couldn't get enough of the sound of racing automobiles. After his father died when Justin was quite young, his mother and he relocated to Oklahoma from Louisville, Kentucky. The automobile culture of his boyhood influenced him. He fantasized about being a street racer and would ride his bike to Route 66 to observe the events. That fire was always there. In fact, it intensified with time, drawing him deeper and deeper into a world that others fear but which he perceived as familiar. The climb to prominence of Big Chief took time. He began modestly, getting his hands on whatever he could race. However, his skill and commitment were noticeable. The street racing scene in Oklahoma, where he raced for many years, was already well known as one of the most intense underground circuits in the nation. Because of his talent and bravery, he became known as the 405 list, which ranks the quickest racers in Oklahoma City. The rise to prominence of Street Outlaws transformed Big Chief's garage into much more than a mere personal office. As a protest against scripted reality TV, it grew to represent unfiltered imagination, mechanical understanding, and defiance. Fans and fellow racers alike flocked to his Oklahoma garage, which is located not far from the streets where he became famous. His store has a more genuine vibe than ostentatious mall stores. Engines are rebuilt there, ideas are put to the test, and aspirations are pursued. Many have remarked that Chief's personality is mirrored in the garage, straight to the point, laser-focused and racing mad. Big Chief chose to remain in the area around his ancestral house. He eschewed the typical Hollywood star and opted not to purchase a large estate. Rather, he made his home in Oklahoma, close to the group who had been there for him from the start. He may have purchased or constructed a home close to the track where he races, according to reports and fan videos. As one would expect from someone who is so engrossed with cars, his property accommodates his vehicles, tools, and video setup, seamlessly merging his professional and personal life. The Chief's living quarters are an excellent reflection of his character. Nothing about it is false or inflated. This is a functional area where actual tasks are completed. According to his friends and followers, his garage is always bustling with activity, whether he and his companion Jackie are recording YouTube material or getting ready for a cross-country no-prep race. Big Chief remained true to his heritage even after he separated from the street gangs. Chasing Hollywood stardom wasn't his goal. He chose to devote his time and energy to his passions, which include his YouTube channel, street racing, and small tire events, free from the intrusive voices of TV producers and contrived drama. You can achieve greatness without compromising your integrity. His life serves as an example of this. Justin Big Chief Shearer is more than a race car to his legion of devoted followers all across the globe. True street racing revolves around him. Come with me as I show you Big Chief's personal garage, the most interesting room in his house. A location with hidden mysteries and a street racer setup that defies logic. Biff Chief's unexpected garage. The dedicated, hands-on, and profoundly linked personality of Big Chief is mirrored in his garage. While many automotive TV stars run their businesses out of ostentatious studios, Big Chief prefers to keep things down to earth and personal. There is no need for him to flaunt his Oklahoma garage. The focus is on actually accomplishing tasks. No elaborate staging or dramatic lighting greets the opening of the garage door. On the contrary, you will find a meticulously planned and purpose-built workspace brimming with various tools, ongoing projects, and an abundance of racing expertise. Near his home, on his private land, is where he keeps his garage, specifically tailored to accommodate his expanding web presence. In addition to his mechanical expertise, Big Chief began his career in a cramped workshop with few resources. He gradually increased the number of bikes in his garage as he became well known and respected in the street racing community. It is not the size or appearance of this room that is unexpected, but rather the volume of important, high-level work that takes on inside. Engines are shown on stands, on workstations and shelves stocked with gaskets and welders, among other things. Mechanics, stations, tools storage, the set for filming, and personal belongings sections are all well organised in the garage. There is a spot for every machine and tool in Big Chief's newly created workshop. Electrical work, suspension adjustment, and construction adjustment and construction are just a few of the task-specific toolboxes. He can easily work on automobiles from underneath thanks to the lift that lies in the middle of the garage. The floor has the indications of frequent use, including oil stains, weld marks, and tyre rubber, all of which indicate that this is a place where serious racing builds take place. The eclectic combination of vintage and contemporary tools in his garage is one of its most intriguing features. Digital scanners and performance monitoring devices sit alongside ancient metalworking tools. His capacity to blend creativity with experience is demonstrated by this equilibrium. Neither he nor anybody else will do the work for him. He is most comfortable working alone or with a small group of people he trusts. The camera equipment is also plain to see. Big Chief has installed lighting in his garage ever since he began uploading videos to his YouTube channel. Filmmaking equipment, including monopods, boom stands and cable. He can video updates, tutorials and behind-the-scenes events without interrupting his job because these don't take up too much space. Because of this, the garage is now a gathering place for fans to learn as much as they can about automobile making. Various items from previous events, as well as racing helmets, framed photographs, handwritten comments, and other personal touches may be found around the garage. The garage is clearly more than just a workspace, as these objects demonstrate. It's a representation of Big Chief's connection to the people around him and his career in racing. His goal is not to make a statement with his lavish lifestyle. With the correct environment and resources, he is demonstrating what hard work and concentration can do. Interestingly, the garage is still under private hands, in contrast to large stores that welcome customers and employ a large staff. Chief runs the show here. The arrangement is characterized by a subtle discipline. It's obvious that every project is given the attention it deserves here. The garage then reveals its most shocking feature, a nook containing the most rare and valuable possession that Big Chief has ever owned. Sentimental worth surpasses that of a race trophy or physique, the glorious crow, gem of the crown. With regard to significance, background and legacy, one of Big Chief's projects stands out among the others. Just call it the Crow. That's the name of the car. If you're not familiar with street racing, this automobile might appear to be any other muscle car. The Crow may be a vehicle, but to the many who have followed Big Chief's career for years, it represents much more. It is where his career in racing begins and ends. A 1972 Pontiac Le Mans was the humble beginnings of the Crow. Big Chief picked out this vehicle for more than just its rarity or opulence. He loved it for what it stood for. He envisioned a vehicle that was a direct reflection of his personality, rugged, potent, and crafted by hand. This vehicle had multiple transformations throughout the years. It wasn't merely adjusted, it went through multiple iterations of reconstruction and redesign, each of which improved upon the last. Big Chief has always had a strong emotional investment in the Crow's design and build. He did most of the work himself, with a few buddies pitching in here and there. The chassis and engine, along with every other component, were hand-picked for a reason. This vehicle has experienced a wide range of powertrain configurations, including tiny blocks with natural air intake, turbocharged engines, and supercharged versions. The latest iterations of the Crow have had a complete race suspension, a strong engine block and twin turbos. Consistency and longevity in high-stress street racing situations are built in, with its emphasis on straight-line speed. The steel construction of the Crow is a defining characteristic. Big Chief was adamant about retaining the steel body, even though many racers choose for lighter fiberglass ones to increase speed. It gave the car a more authentic feel, in his opinion. The car felt more grounded and sturdy with it, despite the fact that it was heavier. Racing was about more than just speed to him. The focus was on racing with substance. In innumerable races around the nation, Big Chief utilized the Crow. It wasn't until after television crews had left that it first appeared in Oklahoma City street racing scenes. The Crow quickly rose to prominence after the premiere of Street Outlaws, becoming one of the show's most iconic vehicles. Audiences saw it compete against some of the quickest cars in the United States, from classic muscle cars to state-of-the-art custom builds. It wasn't simply the Crow's speed that changed the street racing game, that was the racing style. In Big Chief's eyes, racing was always about the craft, not the show. For hours, he fine-tuned and tested. Every minute feature, including traction and timing, was analysed by him. The Crow gained a stellar reputation among racers thanks to his meticulous preparation. The car's respect came from more than simply its racing prowess, but due to its purposeful construction and racing. Big Chief has frequently expressed his deep connection to the Crow in interviews and episodes. He likened this vehicle to a member of his family in a previous interview. Chief was heartbroken when the Crow had a terrible accident in 2015 while racing. Not only was he hurt, but the car was totaled. However, he decided to rebuild it instead of replacing it. The procedure was lengthy. Still, he clung to the idea. You don't discard anything in which your heart is fully invested, as he put it himself. It was a watershed moment when the Crow was rebuilt following the crash. This demonstrated his unwavering commitment to racing, both professionally and personally. A newer, faster car would have been an option for him. Although many racers would have, Chief embraced the Crow as an integral aspect of who he was. Returning to his authentic self was the key to repairing things. The Crow has continued to thrive after Big Chief distanced himself from Street Outlaws. Even now, he discusses it on YouTube, uses it in races and tests it in his garage. When supporters see the Crow, it's like seeing an old acquaintance. It stands for the years of struggles, triumphs, defeats, and lessons learned. Street racing is a dynamic sport where automobiles come and depart, names fade, engines are exchanged, and builds are updated. However, the Crow has persisted. Fans still remember it since it's one of the rare automobiles they can name at a glance. And that is because it is not simply an automobile, an account. An inspirational tale of a young racer who dreamed big, put his heart and soul into his creation, and kept going even when things became tough, despite all the obstacles. The Crow is Big Chief's prized possession from his garage. In addition to the showpiece, the garage unveiled a plethora of secret projects, vehicles in different phases of construction, surprise builds, and stories behind their creation. Big Chief's engineering prowess, passion for cars, and creative spirit are on full display in a variety of secret projects stashed away in tool cabinets and concealed under protective coverings. Those who don't watch his channel or updates closely could miss these builds, but his loyal fans usually can't get enough of them. Instead of being content to go around in the same old automobile or with the same old engine, Big Chief has always been game to try out new configurations. He has amassed a collection of antique muscle automobiles and has done work on a number of them. There are a few that come in for complete restorations, and then there are others that get taken down for performance upgrades. Oftentimes, these lesser-known constructions are more experimental or personal than the Crow, to which has a long history of racing. His viewers have noticed that he is working on an ancient Chevrolet model, which he has been gradually upgrading with a new engine and suspension. This is not a race car, but rather a long-term project where he may try out different concepts. He mentioned in one video how he prefers to work on cars without a strict deadline. He can experiment with various setups, tuning techniques and chassis designs without worrying about how they would perform on race day. He has been secretly working on a little tyre project in his garage, which is another unexpected construction. Big Chief may be most recognised for his high horsepower, big tyre cars, but he has lately taken an interest in the increasingly popular small tyre racing. When it comes to setup, traction and weight distribution, these cars demand a whole new strategy. Lightweight construction, a well-balanced suspension system and a mid-level engine configuration prioritised elegance above raw power make up his tiny tyre build. Muscle cars, little tyre projects and many frame-off builds are all happening at the moment. Some examples of this include engines on stands, half chassis laying on their sides and shelled-out vehicles. These structures are intriguing because they are frequently used as experimental areas. They are used by Big Chief to test various gearbox systems, power adders such as nitrous or turbos, and engine configurations. Though he doesn't always succeed, he learns from his mistakes and uses that knowledge to become a better constructor and racer. The Chief has never been one to make public announcements about every single endeavour. Instead, he sometimes lets them slip in brief snippets on his channel or when other videos are playing in the background. His viewers are now perpetually on the edge of their seats, wondering what kind of construction might be going on in the garage. Viewers of his channel often find themselves pausing to wonder, hold on, what's that noise over there? A classic two-door coupe was one unexpected build that fans were interested in. With a distinctive physique. In passing, Chief said that he intended to transform it into a sleeper, an automobile that appears stock on the outside but conceals formidable performance on the inside. Even though he hasn't spilled the beans just yet, projects like these demonstrate his versatility and imagination as a builder. His meticulous documentation of his creations is another striking feature. Big Chief favours a candid, unscripted style, in contrast to the heavily edited and staged conventional auto shows. He documents developments as they occur, is transparent about obstacles, and guides viewers through the decision-making procedure. Even the most inexperienced fans will be able to follow along with his detailed explanations of everything from selecting a camshaft to working with frame specifications. Working with others is a common theme in many of his covert endeavours. Some of these creations are the result of his collaboration with friends and fellow racers. Occasionally, these vehicles are not intended for the owner, but in other cases they are part of a collaborative effort in which all parties involved contribute. Everyone is welcome to use the garage as a meeting place to bounce ideas off of one another and see how they work. These covert endeavours are noteworthy since they reveal a different aspect of Big Chief. To him, it's about more than just winning races. As a builder, he finds satisfaction in the work itself. He relishes the opportunity to spend time in the garage solving problems. Behind the public persona is a man who, as these unexpected builds show, still enjoys spending late nights fixing cars, finding solutions to issues, and transforming old metal into something powerful and speedy. Besides that one race car, Big Chief has a whole lot of stuff in his garage. His creative studio showcases a collection of vintage automobiles, unique setups, and unexpected creations that mirror his changing path as a builder and racer. His story continues to evolve with each new production, leaving fans eagerly awaiting what's to come. Alright, let's retrace Big Chief's steps and reveal some previously unknown details about his life story. Moments of alone, similar to his garage, that show a side of him that is never seen by others. Drama unfolding in the background. Big Chief became an icon of strength, justice and competence in the street racing scene as the public face of street outlaws for numerous seasons. As the 405 lists racemaster, he was responsible for establishing race regulations, event planning, and maintaining a level playing field. But there was growing animosity between Big Chief and the show's creators, lurking behind the scenes of fast vehicles and thrilling racing. His ultimate, understated departure from the franchise was a result of these problems. Modifications to the show's framework brought the issues to light. The creators of Street Outlaws sought new ways to attract viewers as the show's popularity grew. This brought fresh racers, new racing formats, and more drama to the game. Among the most contentious issues was the implementation of the Race Your Way in policy. No matter how long a racer had been there, this rule stipulated that they had to compete against newbies to win a seat on the 405 list. This regulation did not sit well with Big Chief and many other long-time racers. He thought it was unfair to pit seasoned racers against those who had no ties to the original 405 crew, and that this was compromising the list's credibility. Chief started to doubt the show's direction as a result of the chaos it caused in the racing world. Chief expressed discomfort when asked to enforce standards he disagreed with in his own YouTube broadcasts and in communities like Reddit. He believes that a racemaster ought to be free to direct the show according to his or her racing expertise and principles of fair play, rather than by the dictates of scripted drama or imposed judgments. He said he was unable to affect the race schedule because of the production team's refusal to let him, particularly regarding the special racers invited by the program. Incorporating these racers for entertainment purposes was common, but it occasionally undermined the structure that Chief had painstakingly constructed. Chief detailed his ordeal with being told he must uphold production-driven regulations, regardless of his personal feelings about them in one video. Decisions involving races that, in his view, needed a different approach were expected of him. Because of this, he found himself in a challenge. The very principles that earned him respect were now being demanded of him. Big Chief decided not to compromise and instead walked away. Neither did he make a sweeping statement, nor got into any brawls in public. He just stopped making appearances and started devoting more time to his own endeavours, like his YouTube channel and garage creation. Although upsetting, this was understood for his devoted fan base. A lot of people were on board with his choice, since he never wavered from his principles. The show's tone was subtly altered by his departure. The racemaster position was replaced by others after Chief's departure, but something changed in the dynamic. Spectators noted a change in the handling of conflicts and the organisation of races. The sudden lack of Chief's steady demeanour was noticeable. The lack of public announcements further complicated his departure. Even as the show progressed, viewers kept asking questions. People attempted to make sense of what transpired by discussing theories, sharing videos, and using forums like Reddit. Instead of trying to start a scandal, Chief kept his attention on the race. In his own videos, he would sometimes answer questions, but he would never blame or name anyone. Big Chief may have found solace from the stresses of life by spending time in the garage, where he could work in peace and quiet. We should examine it more thoroughly to determine its veracity. Liberation through the garage. There has always been more going on in Big Chief's garage than meets the eye. Eventually, it became his creative haven, a spot where he could get away from it all, refocus and rediscover the joy of racing. He had finally found his sanctuary in the garage, away from the constraints of reality television. There he could construct, test, and race according to his own rules. Big Chief discreetly withdrew from the limelight when tensions with the Street Outlaws production crew reached an all-time high. He had become emotionally drained from the arguments over race formats and enforced rules. Viewers of his videos on YouTube and participants in his more casual conversations on sites like Reddit could see that his tone had altered. His enthusiasm for appearing on the show had faded. Rather, he shifted his focus to his garage and his own YouTube channel, where he could express himself freely. In contrast to a movie set, the garage became a mess. Nothing was predetermined, and there were no scripts or other outside directives. Here, Chief could do his work whenever he pleased, instantly putting his new suspension setup or engine configuration ideas to the test was possible. No permissions, no meddling, just hard mechanical labour. Because of his newfound freedom, he was able to focus on rekindling his enthusiasm. This new approach started to show out in his content as well. He began posting more raw, uncut footage instead of appearing on severely edited TV shows. You may see him working on vehicles in real time, dissecting projects technically, or just hanging out with his partner Jackie in these clips. Despite occasional choppy audio or skewed camera angles, customers loved the genuine feel. It revealed a new side of Big Chief, one who was still intimately involved with racing, but who had an air of calm confidence, leaving the constraints of television production behind. Big Chief took his stories to his own channel. Concerns about staged drama were lifted from his shoulders, or revising the schedule of races according to what garnered higher ratings. Things that were important to him returned to his center of attention. Educating oneself, trying new things, and teaching others about racing and its fan base. He was able to physically and psychologically find that area in the garage. There was a certain amount of therapeutic value in the garage as well. It was a release for all the pent-up annoyances he'd been carrying around. In his spare time, he would often engage in quiet pursuits that brought him joy, either by himself or in tandem with Jackie. Making something, whether it was a frame or a carburetor, became a soothing ritual. It helped him maintain his composure and get some perspective. He appears a lot happier and more at peace today compared to his time on the show. According to fans on Reddit and YouTube, they see that he's more animated, gives more insightful comments, and appears really enthusiastic about his work. That shift did not occur as a result of withdrawing completely. His rediscovery of meaning in his own garage was the source. Where does Big Chief's future stand? When Big Chief stepped away from the limelight associated with Street Outlaws, he left supporters wondering what he would do next. His love for racing and automobiles is unwavering, even though he has expressed his disinterest in contrived racing drama. There are several hints in his latest videos and garage updates that Big Chief's adventure is far from over. Actually, something fresh might be about to happen. Big Chief's involvement in small tyre racing has been a much discussed area of interest. Racing in this style, it is becoming more popular in the realm of street racing and has vehicles with thinner tyres and less predictable traction. The prospect of competing in small tyre events, which call for unique approaches, configurations and driver expertise, appears to thrill Big Chief. There have been hints in his YouTube videos of smaller projects in the works, which could indicate that he is getting ready to compete seriously in this scene. Many are curious to watch how he handles the technical challenges of racing on smaller tyres, given his background in big tyre racing. Concerning world events, there is also increasing conjecture. A few of his recent comments and video clues hint at potential international visits. Stockholm, a city famous for its street racing culture, keeps popping up as a potential venue. Stockholm provides a fresh racing atmosphere and a diverse fan base. There has been a lot of buzz about Big Chief potentially taking his expertise abroad, but nothing has been officially announced. It would be a huge step, but it might bring him a new fan base and racing community. The relationship between Chief and Jackie has also been a key emphasis. A few of their recent shop projects that they've been working on together have made it onto their YouTube channel, assisting with builds, Talking setups and capturing behind-the-scenes events, Jackie has become a frequent component of the content. Their collaboration breathes fresh life into the channel, bringing viewers an up-close and intimate glimpse into the garage's inner workings. It seems like they're constructing a racing platform for the future in addition to automobiles, producing material and participating in online communities. Looking ahead, Big Chief's continued presence in the racing scene is evident. Now that he's on his own terms, he can pick and choose which projects to work on, spend time anywhere he wants, and count on his devoted fan following to be there for him no matter what. A subtle garage upgrade or an unexpected race announcement can be the catalyst for the next major event. One thing is certain though, Big Chief is far from done. What do you make of the items discovered in Big Chief's garage? What was the most surprising thing? Leave a comment with your ideas.